Alright, friends, we're doing something different today. We are discussing the movie Obsession. We're gonna have a little yap session about it. I'm gonna talk about it, and you guys, if you click on this video, you can discuss it with me down below in the comment section, or you can even join my Discord because I need to talk to somebody about that movie because I have not been obsessed with a movie in a while. I recently watched Project Hail Mary, and that was such a beautiful movie. Um, but there wasn't really much to discuss, you know? It was a beautiful movie, and that was it, right? Really good, great sci-fi movie. Super sad, loved it. You know, not much else to say. But this movie, Obsession, shocked me. Actually shocked me. I was so just starstruck at how good it was. And I was like, I need to talk to somebody. I gotta yap about this. And I go to the movies alone. I don't know if any of you guys do that. So for me, like just talking to people about like the newest releases isn't really an option unless I just tweet about it like to the void online. But I was like, you know what? I'm in the mood to play some Minecraft. I'm great at yapping. Let me talk about this movie. Maybe somebody who also doesn't have anybody to talk to with will watch this and discuss it with me. So that's what we're doing today. We're talking about the movie, and first things first, Bear can rot in hell. That's what Bear can do. Bear can rot in hell. Man, he frustrated me a lot. Let me tell you that he frustrated me a lot, and I'm seeing a lot of discourse online. So there's people saying, you know, Bear's at fault here. Obviously, it's all Bear's fault. But weirdly enough, and this is really weird, I've seen some tweets from guys defending him. You know, saying he did nothing wrong. He just liked the girl. You know, she could have given him a chance, and he didn't do anything wrong. Like, um what did they say? They said something about like, oh, somebody sent a tweet out that they were in the movie theaters, and then at the end of the movie some guy said along the lines of, and that's why you don't date a crazy chick, or that's women for you, or something like that. And I'm like, did we watch the same movie? how are we putting how are we putting blame on the girl for this? That's kind of insane to me, no? To watch that entire movie and think Nikki is at fault here. First of all, let's talk about something. Bear obviously liked Nikki. That was a given. Nikki didn't like Bear. She liked him as a friend, you know, and we saw the conversation, or we heard about the conversation she had with Sarah, that she just saw him as a brother, right? And she gave him a chance. She asked him, "Do you like me? Like, just say it. Do you like me?" And he wouldn't. Maybe she did. Okay, maybe let's just say she did like him. She gave him a chance right there, and he chose not to do it. He instead chose to stay silent and then take away her wish because he knew what she wanted in life, and he bought that gift for her to make a wish. You know, she wanted to be a writer. She wanted to be a successful writer. And he took that away from her for his own selfish gains. And I think that he's completely at fault here, regardless of if he knew that the wish was gonna be real or not. Like, nobody expects it to be like that, right? Is this Bear incarnate? Get your ass out of here. So nobody expects that wish to just work like that. I certainly didn't think all the wishes were going to work until his dumbass friend, I forgot his name now thinking about him, that wished for the $1 billion. Like, oh my god, like I can't believe how quick the wishes work. The fact that he said I want $1 billion, and then it just happened. Ian is his name. I was just checking, double checking. I forgot his name because honestly, those like last 10 minutes I kind of checked out because it was kind of gory and I can't handle gore. So I wasn't looking that much. So when it comes to like Ian's scenes, I kind of checked out at the end there, just like him. But yeah, he pissed me off too. But let's stay talking about Bear. So Bear immediately knew that something was off, right? And I think that you sense something was off. You don't know exactly what it is, but you sensed it. He sensed it. And then as the movie progressed, something definitely was off. And he knew that. But he still didn't do anything. He didn't say anything. He didn't want to change anything. Why? He got his wish. He got his wish at the expense of her autonomy, of her freedom, of her life, at the expense of everything that makes her her, that makes Nikki Nikki. He took that away from her because he loves her and he wants her to love him. And I think he was just so selfish. I think he was so selfish with that. And it, like, again, we don't know what he could have done, right? We really don't know what he could have done because we heard that guy saying like, there's not really much for you to do now. Like, she's gone. You probably just have to kill yourself. But it's like the fact that he just let it happen. He caused everything, you know? And it was such a scary movie. It was truly such a frightening movie. I was nervous the entire time. Like the scenes where she was moving, that weird movement, kind of like a mannequin. It was really mannequin like. Um it reminded me a lot of this creepy pasta where it's a mannequin. It's a video of a mannequin with a wig, and they have the mannequin up in the room, and apparently it moves, and they're just staring at it was very frightening, right? And apparently like the the mannequin ends up killing people, and it turns out to be something super like demonic, and it reminded me of that. It reminded me of that. And it's just, I think it's that uncanny nature where you realize that she's no longer human. Something else is possessing her, and I think that's what's so scary about it. And one of the scariest moments of that movie for me was when he calls the One Wish Willow and he says, "Do you want to talk to her?" And then you hear her screaming. Like in my head, I was like, I imagined two things. Either she was in like the depths of hell, just being tortured, screaming, just screaming to be let out, or she was in her body and she could see through the eyes and she was like banging on the wall like, "Let me out." Like that's what I imagined. And I saw an interview with Indy because I think the interview asked her like explain how, like, what that process is where she's being possessed, like what's it like. And she said it's like two things. It's either she sees everything, or it's moments where she like teleports, like, when she comes back, like for instance, in the car you see her going back and forth like, "Yo, what the hell, wait, what am I doing here, what's going on?" Or suddenly like at the party she's like, "Yo, what am I doing here, what the hell?" and then she tries to kill herself. Like it's a mix of both where she can see and then she can, but at times she also teleports, where there's moments where she doesn't really see anything and there's moments where she is seeing everything. And that is just so scary for me. That is just so scary. Like the fear that she had every time she came back was just so insane to me, man. It was just so insane to me. It was so properly well done. That fear of yo, this isn't me. Please help. And did you guys notice something? The scene where she sends the the cat meat to work, his lunch, and there was two pictures that said you, and then the second picture said not me. In that moment, I was a bit confused, but then I realized I was like, that's Nikki. That's real Nikki typing, not me. That I was like, wow, like she couldn't have been any more clear, and that freaking douche just did not care. He just kept hiding under the idea that, hey, she loves me, you know? Oh, and let me mention something before I forget. So there's people that have asked the question, is Bear pure evil? And I don't think I can say he's pure evil. I do think he's evil. But pure evil is different. I think pure evil comes from like from your freaking soul. Like you are just this evil person that all your intentions come from just the most sadistic of things. And that's where I think he doesn't qualify as pure evil, because I think he's just a desperate person. He's lonely, he's desperate, and he acted out of desperation. Which doesn't excuse anything that he did, by the way. Please don't take that the wrong way. We're Team Nikki in this house. Bear can go to hell. I hope he is in hell. The thing is, though, he acted out of pure desperation, right? He was sad, he was lonely. You know, we saw right away with his cat and how just it affected him, and he confessed to Nikki, like, or actually he didn't confess to Nikki, he confessed to that worker at the beginning, how like he moved and she was there and he had nobody and all that stuff, right? And all that sad boy crap. There are 3 instances in the movie where I think solidify him as evil and as the villain, to be honest. Number 1, the car scene. When, as we mentioned, when he's talking to Wonder Willow and then he hears Nikki. And he hears her screaming and he doesn't do anything about it. Number 2, when he has sex with her. With Nikki, which, to be honest, I consider that rape. Like, at that point, he knew that wasn't her. He knew that wasn't Nikki. He knew something else was there. And he still just, like, he still was having sex with her. He still was doing all that. And you can see even in the scene, like, it's him fully reacting, fully having all those emotions, experiencing that ecstasy during sex. And she was just emotionless. She wasn't moving. And notice he wasn't even looking at her. She was just like an object to him. She was just a toy for him to release his emotions and get that pleasure with, regardless of how she was feeling or who she was, for that matter. As long as she was Nikki, who cares, right? So he has sex with her, he rapes her, in my opinion, and he gets up and you hear her crying. The real Nikki tells him, please just kill me, she's asleep. It's not me, just please kill me. And oh my god, he pissed me off with this so much. He pissed me off so much with this. And he said, is it that bad to be with me? Or is it like that bad in the idea? And I'm like, first of all, you sound straight up like an incel. You sound just disgusting. It's like this male loneliness epidemic that's self-inflicted, that you think that, oh, is it really that bad for you to be with me? Like, brother, that she's not even with you. She's never been with you. It's never been her. It was never her to begin with. You wish this, and it created like an entity within her. It wasn't her. You can't even say that to her. And then he left. He left her to go be with Sarah, which we'll get to Sarah in a bit. But so that's the second point where he's evil, he's fully guilty, he's horrible, he's just a horrible human being. The third instance is, well, actually, it's not even just three. It's like five, six. There's a lot of instances. So let's just list them off. At the dinner scene, she was lying. You fully know she's done. You still continued it. You felt like he was maybe rethinking it, and then he locks back in and he says, "No, everything's perfect. Everything's fine. There's nothing wrong here. You're perfect." As like, I think he asked her, "Do you love me like more than anybody?" And she said yes, and then that solidifies like, damn, as long as she blindly loves you, even though it's not her, you didn't care. You didn't care as long as you got what you want, and that's so evil to me. He, like, again, he took away her freedom. He took away who she was as a person. He stripped her of everything. Everything that made her Nikki. Everything that he fell in love with, he took that away from her just to have her looks, just to have Nikki, you know? And then you have the scene after the party where Nikki says it wasn't me, tries to kill herself. And he goes home and he tells her, "Why'd you do that? You can't do that again. You have to act normal." That was just, oh my god, that scene was just so frustrating to me because he just didn't care. He just didn't care about her. He just, as long as she acted normal, as long as she acted the way she was supposed to act in his presence, everything was fine. Because, we saw those scenes where they were enjoying themselves, eating pancakes, going out, sitting together. We saw all those scenes, and that solidifies that he's fine with, whatever she is, as long as it's him enjoying himself. And man, you just gotta feel for her. And then you have the scene with Sarah where Nikki just kills her, and he hides Sarah's body. The girl that actually really liked him, who she deserved so much better, and he threw her body like with her, just as if she was nothing, and went about his day. And then, like, even after telling Ian, even after everything, he takes all those pills, and you're like, okay, finally, despite all of this, despite his, all right, his friends died or whatever, he's finally doing the right decision. He goes to throw them up. He was a coward to the very end. He goes to throw up the pills. You finally think, okay, like I don't even think that redeems him, even if he didn't go to throw him up. But it's the fact that he finally understood, okay, that's it. I did something horrible. I have to atone for this. This is the only way out. It's gone too far already. Let me do this. But no. No. He stays a coward to the very end. Despite everything, he tries to do that. And then, crazy enough, it's Nikki. Nikki is the reason he dies. Because he doesn't get to throw them up. Now it's reversed. Now he has to lock in with her. Now he has to fake being in love with her. And it kills him. I think that was so poetic. But man, like, honestly, throughout that movie, there was a couple instances that I just wanted to cry because it was so sad. I was so sad for her. Like, there were moments where I'm watching this and I'm just thinking about, like, damn, Nikki's gone. Like, we're not getting Nikki again. Nikki's gone. Like, I felt so bad for this girl. Like throughout the entire movie, I just felt so bad. It was so freaking sad to me that she was the sweet girl that we saw at the beginning. She wanted to be a writer. She was alone. Like, she doesn't like talk to her dad or whatever. She's alone. She has this group of friends, this work. She quit her job because she wanted something different, and she doesn't get that. All because a man got caught up in his feelings and couldn't handle that she might not like him the way he likes her, and he couldn't be mature about his own feelings, his own emotions. He couldn't act on his emotions. He was a coward from the beginning to the end. And it genuinely was so sad to me that this girl's life just was gone. It just went away at the hands of a man. And like, the symbolism there, I think it happens every day. So many women lose their lives at the hands of men who can't control their feelings, who can't handle rejection, who just can't accept that what they're feeling is their own feelings, and it doesn't mean that everybody else has to feel the same thing, they feel. Like, yeah, you like her doesn't mean she has to like you. I've had a crush for a long time. Like, I've liked this girl since I was in middle school, and I'm 26 now. So, like, what, 14 years? And 3 years ago, I asked her out. Like, I asked, hey, like, can we get to know each other more? I'd like to do it. And she said she was talking to somebody else, and I accepted it. I still think about her. I still struggle to move on, but that's on me, right? I waited. I was a coward for so many years. I waited. I didn't act on my emotions because I just didn't. And it doesn't mean she was probably going to say yes all those years ago, but maybe, I was a coward, and then, yeah. But that's me. That's my emotions. This is something that I have to regulate, that I have to work on, that I have to learn to move on, and just accept that what happened has happened, it's not like there's no such thing as like friend zone. That's what I'm trying to say. There's no such thing as friend zone because, you have a lot of people that be like, oh, I asked them out and they friend zoned me. No, that doesn't exist. You created this entire scenario in your head, right? And they didn't friend zone you. You asked them out and they told you how they felt, which didn't align with how you felt. And you created this whole scenario, and you just have to learn to move on. And I'm saying this because I feel like when I was watching that movie, I thought of myself and how I just, felt when I liked someone. And I just see how he acted, and it was just so crazy to me that the lengths that some people will go to just want somebody, regardless of how that person feels, they, at the expense of their emotions, their health, their well-being, at the expense of all of them. And it's a lot of people are like, oh, but it's just a movie. No, this is a daily occurrence, for a lot of women, this is a daily occurrence. Some you know how many women die because they rejected a man because they said no, and men can't handle no. And I think this movie does it really well, where it's like he just couldn't handle the idea of her not liking him the way he liked her. So despite her not really like him creating like the false love out of her, he still wanted to be with her at the expense of everything that she stood for, everything that made her unique. He still went against that, and it was so beautifully told, man. It was so well written, and just like all these moments were just. It's crazy to me that there's people that misinterpreted things, or people that blamed her, or people that were like, "Oh no, he did nothing wrong. Like, she should have just said yes. She shouldn't have friend zoned him. Um, he just did a wish. That's all he did. He just did a wish." And it's like, yeah, but look what that wish did, and look how many chances he had to change it. You know? Man, what a movie. What a movie. And then let's talk about Sarah. Let's talk about Sarah, because oh man, I almost cried at that scene at the end there. It was so sad, man. The scene with Sarah. Honestly, Sarah throughout the movie was great. That actress, that's the first time I've seen her in something. That actress just was so sweet, like in her role, and oh my god, like she played that role so well. And I genuinely had tears in my eyes at the end there, because I knew it was coming. When the camera was looking at her and you could see the window, I just knew. I thought two things. I knew they were going to smash the window. I felt that was an obvious, but I thought either Nikki was gonna like rise up slowly, or she's gonna run and bash it, and that's what she did. And man, I by the way, I put my head down for that scene, and I had my like ears closed. I can't handle gore. It loops in my head a lot when I see that stuff, and I couldn't handle it. And that scene, just just seeing her getting slammed like that over and over, and just I like, what I think about is, I wonder what she thought about in that moment getting slammed, how scared she probably was, how terrified she was, the fact that she 100% believed it was her friend Nikki that did this to her. And like, was she even able to process a thought there? Like, what was she thinking, what was going on with her? And then just her face just was gone. You know, she just gone. It was just so sad. It was so sad. Somebody so like precious and so human, so genuine, is just gone at the hands of the person who she like. Honestly, it was Bear's fault. Her death is on Bear. The person that she loved ends up getting her killed. She liked him. And man, it's like, it's another thing with guys too. It's like, a beautiful lady like herself clearly likes him, and he wants the girl that doesn't like him, that rejected him, that he just doesn't see anything. And it's like, she had a whole future ahead of her. And then the scene with the envelope, she finally got accepted. Oh my god. I'm thinking about it, I genuinely want to cry thinking about it right now. I couldn't believe it, man. I just couldn't believe that moment. That moment was just so sad for me. She was so good. She had a future ahead of her. And she was going to do great things. And he just, no. That evil ass man just did not allow her to do any of that. Oh man, like, I just can't. I knew she was going to die. I felt it. Honestly, you want to know when I felt she was going to die? At the party. Also, you know what's crazy? Before we talk about the party, she said, "I was on your left," and Nikki came from the left. So at the party, when she walked up and you saw her terrified, like that was so sad too, because she was terrified of her own friend. Her own friend frightened her. Like, what the hell, bro? Her own friend just frightened her. And there was nothing that she could have done. So when Nikki went behind her, I fully thought she was gonna snap her neck or something. I thought she was going to kill her. And then she pulled the chair back, and you can see how terrified she was. And I fully thought, I was like, oh no, oh no, this is over. This is over. She's dying here. We're getting a death scene. And no, like that tension, that what the movie does so well is tension. I feel like a lot of scary movies don't do tension well. You know? They really don't. But that entire movie was just tension, tension building. Every scene just felt like, okay. Yeah, something bad's gonna happen. Something bad's gonna happen. And honestly, something did bad happen. Nikki came back, the real Nikki, and she tried to kill herself. Man, that whole scene was just. Mm-mm. And then when she was, when Nikki was, her, what's it called? Her poem, Hansel and Gretel, talking about the siblings, and she kind of changed it into like incest. I thought that was so interesting because she did view Bear as a brother. So that was definitely interesting to hear her like talk about. And man, that whole scene was just so awkward, and there was like secondhand embarrassment, and there was just tension, and I just did not. Oh, I loved that scene, but I didn't like it. You know, it was too much for me. It was too much for me. But man, that whole thing was just so good. Was so good. That movie was so good. It makes me want to be an actor. Like I've low key always wanted to act and be in projects, and I've signed up on those websites that you can look for like casting calls and stuff like that. But whenever you see a movie that good, I don't know if anybody else is like that. I want to do what they did, and it's the fact that that movie was like what 750,000 budget, and they've already made like 20 million. It just goes to show, man. Hey, if you want to do something, do it, bro. Like people are saying that guy started off on YouTube, and he wrote everything, he directed it, he edited the movie. Um, man, man, I'd like to see the logistics of it, of like how he ended up getting to where he was at. You know, I wonder if there's like a story out there, like a video of how he got to where he was, because I really want to see that. But like everything about that movie was perfect. The casting, by the way, Indy. I know this is gonna sound weird, but I know Indy from two things: 13 Reasons Why, because she was Monty's sister, and I know her from Twitch, Twitch.com, where people stream, Twitch.tv. I used to watch her on Twitch, and I was shocked to see her in the movie because I don't watch trailers. I don't look up anything about a movie. I knew there was a new scary movie out. My friend Ben told me, hey, there's a new movie called Obsession. I'm not going to tell you anything about it because I know you don't like to know anything about movies, but go watch this. And I was like, that's funny you tell me that because I already booked it. This was on Monday, 2 days ago. And I went to watch it, and Indy was in there. I was like, whoa, what? And she was always like super cool, right? Always cool, always genuine. And I had seen her in 13 Reasons Why, so I knew she could act, but I didn't know she could act this well. Like, bro, she's like born for this. Her laugh, the moment where she's at the restaurant saying no, 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 and then the moments where she snaps in and out, and the walking, and standing in the corner, and her whole creepy vibe, and the ending where she's screaming in agony, seeing everything that we saw with her friends all dead. bro, that was just pure, genuine dreadfulness and sadness at the end, just spewing out. And I saw an interview where the director, the writer of the movie, alludes to that she's in jail. That I think she's gonna be in jail. And my God, like, he ruined her life. Even after death, he still ruined her life. Oh my God, because like, what do you? Here's the thing: she's injured. I feel like she could probably say, "I don't remember anything. I don't know what happened. Bear did all this." You could do that. I don't know, but it's the fact that like she has to suffer for the rest of her life because a man couldn't take no, couldn't like give his feelings out, say his feelings. But yeah, that was so sad at the end. Like, that's it. She has to live with this. She has to fully live with this. And I kind of want to see a sequel. I don't think every movie needs a sequel, but I would like to see. I don't know how you would even do it, because what would you do? I just want to see more of Nikki, like what Nikki does after this, right? Um, but I would like to see something. Maybe you could make this like a universe where every movie somebody discovers a one wish willow and they use it on something, and that movie is about there, and then you can connect them. Like in that movie they mention Nikki or something, right? Or Nikki stops them from using it or something like that. I don't know, but I just want to see more of her because I feel so bad. I think she was, man, she was so good in everything that she did, and to see her just gone like that is just so sad. And you know what? Screw Ian. By the way, screw Ian, bro. Like, I'm the type of person where if somebody walked up to me, like Bear, and told me, "Hey, I made this wish and it came true," I'm gonna believe you. Like, brother, I believe in Bigfoot. I believe in aliens. I believe in ghosts. I believe in the Jersey Devil. I believe in freaking Mothman, Goatman, Slenderman, even though we obviously know he's a creepypasta, but like I believe in the back rooms. So if you come up to me and you tell me, I used a wish, can you help me with this? I mean, I'm gonna help you. The only thing I'm gonna be hesitant with is the fact that if that wish worked out that well, we have to work on our wording, because apparently what the problem with the wish was the wording. I think all Bear had to do, I think, was word it properly. He could have said, "I wish I would get the confidence to ask Nikki out," or something like that, right? But he said it was the wording. He said like, I wish Nikki would love me more than anybody in the world. And that's what happened. And that's what happened. And you know what's interesting? So there's a lot of moments in that movie where you can tell like it's the wording of that wish is what really messed with her. And one of those moments was when she stood there waiting for him. And somebody mentioned this, that she was mimicking a cat. You know how like cats will wait for you until you get home. And somebody mentioned how like she that's what like the fake Nikki was doing. She was mimicking a cat waiting for her owner to get home. And so she didn't care about anything because he said, "Love me more than anybody else in the world," which also means yourself. So she puked on herself, she pissed herself, she did all that stuff. She didn't care how nasty she looked. She wanted to wait for her owner, basically. And that was so fascinating to see. To see at the end there, or towards the end, that that's what he did. Man, everything they did in that movie was just so freaking perfect, man. It was truly so perfect. I can't believe just how well they did things. I want to know the process of that movie and how long it took them to write, and like just everything, like the whole process. It was so good. I just can't stop saying that. It was so good, man. It was so freaking good. Like, do you guys what do you guys think? Like, if you're watching this, you made it this far. What do you think? What do you think of the movie? Because I would love to see what people think about this if they agree with me. Like anything that I said, because there was just so much in that movie that I'm like, what? Like, what? It was so scary. It was just so I don't know, out there. It was so different from other scary movies. Like the level of scare factor that they did was so different with the movement, with the talking. Like, shout out to Indy because I don't know if anybody else could have done what she did. Usually, scary movies will like get you via like some of these just insane jump scares or the gore or chase sequences or something. But it was that tension in that movie with Nikki where it's like she's about to snap, or where she screams no 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 no, or where she has the flower pot in front of her, or the moment where she's just watching him sleep, or you know what was scary at the radio shop or the music shop where he's talking to Ian and you see her the entire time like turned her face and just watching him. Mm-mm. I mean, even at the beginning of the movie where she ends up just standing at the door. That was scary right away. Like that, my god, that was so quick. Like that was scary right away. The fact that she just stood there watching him, you know, and I don't know. I hate him. I hate him for it. Somebody, you know what somebody mentioned? The writer said it was just a coincidence. But you know, people mentioned the man versus bear um thing, right? And like how people would always choose a bear, which I agree with because in if you're in a forest and you see a man, that's scary. You see a bear, first of all, that's the bear's habitat. And two, a bear is a bear. You know what the bear is up to. The bear goes after you, it's a bear. You know, a man has 500 different things that he's plotting, which is another thing that people don't understand when people say, you'll have people criticize, like, oh, it's not all men. Well, the reason why they say all men is because you don't know. That's why. You know? Like, obviously, it's not all men, but you don't know. You don't know. So if I'm walking in the forest and I see a man, I don't know. I don't know, right? I don't know what their intentions are. So I feel like some people don't understand that. And so people brought up the fact that his name was Bear. And now he said it was just because he likes people to have like his characters to have unique names that people can remember. But it was really fascinating to think about like that the man versus bear argument with it, you know? So that was interesting to just think about a bit and like oh, like even with his name being Bear, you know, you're still wary about it, right? What a movie. I don't know what else to say other than like my favorite movie of the year. I thought Project Hail Mary would probably be my favorite movie of the year. But I think it's that movie so far. We have Backrooms as well that I want to watch, but Obsession I think is gonna stay there. I love scary movies. Scary movies are probably my favorite genre, like tied with sci-fi, because Interstellar is my favorite movie of all time. But scary movies are my favorite, and yeah, that one was good. I wish we had more stuff like that. I really do wish we had more stuff like that because that one was just groundbreaking in everything that they did. And it just goes to show, I think, you don't need a super high budget, you know? You never you don't need a super like you have these movies that are like, "Oh yeah, this movie cost 150 million." and it made 5 million at the box office. It's like, well, why did it cost that much? Like, what? Like, how could a movie about, I don't know, ducks cost 500 million, right? So I think this just goes to show people that, like, especially Hollywood, I hope they take notes. Like, you don't have to make these high budget movies. You just have to have a good story. You have to have these good actors. Which, one thing I liked about this movie is that they got actors that are not the most well known. I did not know any person in that movie other than Indy. And I only knew Indy because of her short role in 13 Reasons Why and Twitch, right? So for me, I always like to see these new actors or actors that aren't in the most known roles, because it's like, okay, we're gonna get something fresh. Like, yes, show me what this new actor or like this not well-known actor can do. And I think we have to do more of that, because I feel like sometimes a lot of these movies are written around an actor, not the character, not the story, not like anything around the actor. And I think sometimes that hinders it, right? Because, like, okay, yeah, we know they're good, but like, do we really have to center it like around only them? You know what I mean when I say that? So yeah, I like that they didn't cast like the most well-known of actors for this. It was like, no, you're getting this group that is honestly great together. And I think that's the perks of having sometimes these smaller actors, is that their chemistry is better. It's more natural for them. Is that a Siamese cat? Hey, you stay right there. So it's like, I love when I see movies and I don't recognize the actors, and I'm like, okay, show me what you can do. Show me what you can do, because I want to see this. I really want to see this. So yeah, that was so cool to see. Um, and I think that was the first movie I've seen of this writer. I forgot his name. Let me see his name. Curry Barker. Oh, apparently he was the guy on the phone. He was the guy on the phone, which is cool. Like, he did a lot of stuff. He did a lot of stuff. Shout out him. And so yeah, he was super cool. He was a great writer. I really liked his style. His style and things. I liked what he did. Yeah, I hope that I think he's writing another movie. I think he's writing another movie, so I'm hopeful that that movie's gonna also be super good. I wonder if he's gonna cast some of the same people that he did cast before, because you know how some directors or writers will have like their guy. So I wonder if he's gonna do that too. But yeah, that was a beautiful movie. I was gonna say, if you haven't seen it yet, you should watch it, but why would you be watching this video if you haven't seen it? I just spoiled the entire movie. But yeah, that's me yapping. Um, I don't I think I'm gonna do this more when I watch a movie, as good as this one, where I'm just gonna yap while I play. If you guys enjoyed this, please let me know so I can potentially make more stuff like this. Again, I don't really have anybody to talk to about these type of things. You know, I have a couple Discord homies, but we're all doing our own stuff, you know, and some of them haven't watched it yet, so there's not a lot of things I can discuss. And IRL, it's just really me, so that's why I go to the movies alone. So hopefully, if this does well, we can do more of these. We can talk more about these down below in the comment section, in our Discord server, something like that. You know, let me know what you guys think. But I'm gonna call it here. Thank you guys so much for watching, and hey, if you guys want to watch that movie again, I fully support your decision. Watch it again. Peace out, friends.